This is the voice of Wayne America.
Lighten up, Francis.
With your host,
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here.
Mike Carnes.
How do you measure yourself with other golfers? By height.
Only at WayneAmerica.com.
The supernova's gonna kill us all.
Okay, this guy is the real zero, that's true. Let's just think back when you guys were freshmen, huh?
.com.
Greetings from Wayne America. This is the Voice of Wayne America podcast, an exclusive here at WayneAmerica.com. I'm your host, Mike Carnes, and every week we here at the Voice of Wayne America, we sit down with somebody who has some kind of connection with the community, whether it's a local resident, a former resident, somebody with some kind of tie to the community, and we'll talk about their field of interest and how it ties in with the best town in all of Nebraska. Let's face it, it's the best town in all of America. It's Wayne America, and that's why we're here. We want to thank our sponsors, aka 142 Media, and your business can also be mentioned here. And for more information, you can email me at mike@mikeycproductions.com for more information there. You know, just about every town in the world has one of these places. And here in Wayne America, we happen to have an outstanding library located just a block south of the Wayne County Courthouse. And joining me this week is Lauran Lofgren, who's the director of the Wayne Public Library and the main caretaker of all the books, the magazines, the movies. Basically, if you can read it or watch it, chances are you can get a copy of it here at the library. And Lauran, thanks a lot for talking with us this week.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
All right. Well, I guess first off, I know you've been here for some time. Tell me a little bit about how long you've been here and how the library has changed over the years during your time here.
Well, my family and I moved here in the summer of 2000. So I'm coming up on 17 years here at the library. Our life here has changed, and the library has changed right along with it. When I came, we were just at the point we had gotten rid of records, and there was a nice growing CD collection. Mm-hmm. Now CDs are gone, and we're into streaming and downloading, and I'm just running, trying to keep up with where it's going.
Now, when you talk about records, our younger generation probably doesn't know what records are. You and I know because we grew up with them. But records are the vinyl LPs, the big LPs. Black round things that played music and things, and that was the forerunner to CDs, and then now to streaming that we enjoy today.
That's right. Yeah.
So obviously you've been here for some time. You obviously know a lot about the history of the library. We've been at this building for I trying to remember what I did see the sign on the in there back in the hallway there, but how did we get here?
We got here through the dedication of an awful lot of people from a long time ago. Back when Wayne was just beginning, the women's clubs thought it was very, very important that people have access to books, be able to read what they want, when they wanted. And they each had a small collection of books that they would loan amongst their members and people in town. And then towards the end of the 1800s, they got together and made a joint library. And by 1902, it was in November of 1902, citizens came together at a public meeting saying, we need a free public library in Wayne. And they made it happen. And the first years it was run by the women's groups. And then in 1910, it was turned over to the city. Up to that point, they had been storing their books and doing their checkouts from a room in the courthouse. But the city took it over in 1910, appointed the first library board, and the rest is history. In 1913, they had a building put up funded by Carnegie, one of the hundreds that he put up across the country. And it's just been a vital part of Wayne ever since.
Where was that library built in 1913? It
was on Main Street. It is now currently the youth building for the Our Savior Lutheran Church.
Oh, okay.
So it's still in service, providing good things.
All right. And then this current building, when did this building come about?
This building started in the early 90s with fundraising. The foundation was created to acquire funds to do this building. And construction, I believe, started about 94, 95. We moved into the building in 1997. So this year is 20 years in this facility.
So it's been 20 years since this building opened up. And
Yes.
it's kind of an interesting anniversary that
Yep.
that this building has come upon. So and not only did they build the library in here, but the senior center is included with this building. So it's a really a dual purpose kind of facility.
Absolutely, it's a wonderful pairing. We are able to use their facility evenings and weekends so that the library itself didn't have to be as large as some libraries do that have to have all of their programming within one structure.
Mm-hmm. And I know one of the things a library does in pretty much every community is they're really kind of a record-keeping outlet for the city's history. And I know that the Wayne Herald newspapers over the years have been stored here. I know first at some point they were here in a physical form. They were eventually converted to microfilm, and now you have the newspaper on the web.
Yes.
Which is a fantastic resource. In fact, I've been since I left the newspaper here, I've had to go back and look at some old editions, and I can actually go online on the city library's website and look up literally any newspaper in the history of this community.
We are really fortunate that we have that. The conversion was funded through sales tax monies in great part, and it's because of the generosity of the Wayne Herald that we are able to make that accessible across the internet. A lot of libraries now have digitized their local newspapers, but only for use in-house. It's very unique to find one that's available 24/7 from anywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm. And you can find that information on the newspapers, the past history of the newspapers, that is available on the City of Wayne's website, cityofwayne.org, in the library section there on the web. So we're talking with Lauran Lofgren of the Wayne City Library. She's the director of the Wayne City Library here, and I did want to take this time to talk about AKA 142 Media. And people ask, what does the AKA stand for? Well, it stands for many things, but most important is that AKA 142 Media provides awesome kickin' apps that can be downloaded to your phone. Whether it's your school, your favorite youth sports program, or your local business, AKA 142 Media can build an awesome kickin' app that meets your needs. Drop Kevin an email at kevin@aka142.com and tell him that Mike sent you. That's AKA 142 Media. Awesome kickin' apps. We're talking with Lauran Lofgren, the city director, or the director of the Wayne City Library here in Wayne. And I know that with the advent of technology, we were just talking about the newspaper being on the web, but the advent of technology, the introduction of iPads and Kindles and mobile devices such as that, where people can literally read books on these devices now, I'm sure that has maybe changed a little bit of how you are able to deliver books and magazines to people, and how do you keep up with that technology with the stuff that's going on these days?
Oh gosh, it's hard, especially when you're as old as I am. But it's we listen, we watch, we see what's coming down, and our patrons are very eager to come in and say, have you heard about this ability or this app or this book? So we rely on them a lot to know where we need to be focusing. Mm-hmm. But you're right, it is a challenge because we have people who want to read their materials using the newest technology out there, and we have folks who want to read it in the traditional print, or they want to listen to it in their car on a CD. So it's always interesting to try and acquire what people want in the formats they want, and make sure everyone is served equally.
Yeah, and I don't know if you keep track of how often material is checked out at the library, but do you find that more people are there fewer people checking out the physical books and publications and more people are going to this to the modern technology, or do you find there's still a lot of people that want to do it the quote unquote the old-fashioned way?
There are an awful lot of people who wanted to do it the old-fashioned way. So the more popular books, we buy them in regular print, we buy them in large print, we buy them in CD format, and then they have access to it through Nebraska Overdrive to download either a reading version or a listening version.
So there's literally 4 or 5, 6 different versions of a particular book that
Yes.
people can have access to, which I find
That's true.
I find that really interesting because I've written a book of my own, and I have one version of it. I've thought about doing an audio version of the book, but that takes time. As much time as it takes to write a book, it also takes a lot of time to record the reading of the book too. So there's a lot of time and effort that goes into creating a publication that I don't think people really realize when they pick it up and read it.
Now, the one thing we haven't really gotten into yet is purchasing things for our collection that are only online. There's some authors now who are just publishing to the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And those we haven't really developed a collection of.
Yeah. Now, when you're talking about publishers, do you still buy a lot of books through publishing companies? Are you buying independently published books? Like in my case, my book was published through Amazon. They have a book publishing service, and I am able to get my books printed through that. So do you work with those kind of people too, or
if they have a local connection?
Okay.
It's kind of hard to acquire a lot of independently published materials. Number one, you don't really find out about them very easily. And number two, we have a finite amount of space on our shelves. And so for things that are not more of a mass market appeal necessarily, we try to focus on things either by people from this area or that are about this area.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think that's one thing that people maybe forget when in the digital age where you can literally store a zillion books in one location. When it comes to the physical version of it, there's only so much space in a room or in a building or in a library to store all those books. And I can speak from experience. I've got a ton of books at home, and I'm running out of space in the area that I had intended for my books to be. So
yes, they do have a habit of overwhelming you at times.
They can. And we were mentioning the purchasing of books, and I know that the library gets a lot of its resources as far as financial resources from public funding through the city of Wayne and through the Wayne County Commissioners. And I know that from attending some city council meetings in the past, there has been some cuts that have made in the library budget over the years. So you're really kind of in a situation where you're trying to do as much as possible with fewer resources than what you're accustomed to. I guess how do you juggle the needs and the wants and the desires of your patrons with the funding that's available through your public resources?
Well, that's always a challenge, even when there aren't funding cuts. I remember a friend of mine from years ago was talking about how she didn't have any idea how she was going to make her selections because her budget had been cut from $1 million a year to $800,000. And what do you mean you're having trouble? So it's, everyone has that to deal with because there are just so many things published every year that there's no way you could buy them all. So we try to focus on our patrons when there are cuts coming, and every department in the city faces them at one time or another. We try to make sure that the things we trim back will not impact the public in a great way. The last round of cuts we did end up shortening our hours, but only by 2 hours a week. Mm-hmm. We took a half hour off for the days. So we're open virtually as much as we always were. The changes are more behind the scenes in terms of how we maybe approach book repair or things like that. But we try very hard to still buy the things that people want to read in the formats they want to read them. Mm-hmm. So I think we've been able to be successful at that.
Yeah, I think if you look at the library, if you come in the library and see the wide selection of material that's available, I think they do the best they can. I think you do the best you can with what you have to work with. It seems like. Yeah,
we do, and the city has really been very supportive of the library ever since I've been here. Mm-hmm. I have no complaints about the support we've received from council members, the mayors that I've served under. Lowell has been here a little bit longer than I've been here, so I've only had one city administrator to work with. But through the entire time, we have always felt the support for the work we're trying to do. You know, budgets come, budgets go, and we're all at the mercy of what is happening in the economic world out there.
You bet. You bet. We're talking with Lauran Lofgren, the director of the Wayne City Library here in Wayne, and I want to take this moment to let you know that your business can be in this spot here on the Voice of Wayne America podcast. This podcast is geared towards celebrating and promoting the community of Wayne America, and your business can be a part of this program by advertising right here. For more information, give me a jingle. You can call me at 402-660-9682 or shoot me an email at mike@mikeecproductions.com, and you can be a sponsor here on the Voice of Wayne America podcast. Talking with Lauran Lofgren from the Wayne City Library. She's the director here, been here since the year 2000, and I know that she's got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of programs that are happening, a lot of different activities that take place here, and I know that it always seems to be something happening here at the library, whether it's a children's program or some type of adult activity. I know I came up here a while back to do a story on some ladies who were coloring of all things.
Yes.
You think that coloring was something that only kids do, but it's a great relaxing activity for adults as well. So it's kind of neat to see some of the events that are in programs that you have going on here. And I know that you got some stuff going on right now, and there's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening in 2017 here at the library. Tell me a little bit about some of the plans.
You know, each time we enter a month, we think, boy, this is going to be a busy one. You know, we'll have to wait and do some things the month after that, and then that ends up being a busy one too for some reason. But yes, our story times are going strong. Julie has 3 story times a week. In fact, this morning she has one coming up in just about an hour. It's a kind of a language immersion for itty bitties, little kids. It's called a lap sit, Mother Goose lap sit. And she has parents, caregivers come with their smallest children, and they do finger stories and rhymes and things that start to immerse children in the ways that language is used, and gives the people with the children some tips for how to interact with kids and introduce them to books. Mm-hmm. So those are really fun to watch. We also have Thursday night story times at 6:30 and a Saturday morning story time at 10:30. In February, we get to celebrate Valentine's, and we're having a craft for kids on the 9th in the afternoon. And then they can, go out and have supper and then come back for story time that Thursday evening. We also have the next adult coloring on actually Valentine's Day. So maybe we'll have some love-themed colors for them to work with.
Maybe get some couples to come in and
color
together.
That would be fun. What a good idea. We'll have to promote it that way, Mike. Thank you. And then at the end of the month, we'll be celebrating Mardi Gras. That's one we always love to do. Uh-huh. And then coming on, later on in the spring, we will have some programs. We have a display that we'll be putting out about the Bill of Rights. We are part of a nationwide celebration of the Bill of Rights, and we're going to try and get some speakers, either locally or from the humanities, Nebraska Humanities, to come in and talk about the Bill of Rights, how they were created, and the impact that they've had over the years. With things going on in politics, that those discussions may be more and more interesting as we go. Then we're gearing up always for summer reading. From the time it stops at the end of July each year, we're starting to gear up for the year that's coming up. Very similar to Chicken Show. You get a week off and then you're on the ground running again, getting ready.
Hard at it again, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
This year's theme is Build a Better World. And so we're going to be doing a lot of traditional building. This is going to be a great summer reading program for Lego people. But we're also going to be talking about maybe building relationships or building bridges. So it'll be interesting to see how that takes shape.
Yeah, and then you'll publicize that information on the library's website then?
On the website, we have a Facebook page. On the radio, maybe we can get some more information back with you.
Sure.
Definitely in the newspaper.
Yeah, so it'll be a busy summer. Once a busy
Yes.
year again for
Yes.
you. Not just the summer, but the entire year. It'll be always something going on in here at the library.
I probably should mention the Friends of the Library book sale. People are always wondering when that's going to be coming up, and it is scheduled for the first weekend in April. So between now and then, if you have anything you'd like to donate to the Friends to be sold, you can bring them into the library. Or if you're looking to fill some more shelves at home with some good books, you can get great bargains during the sale.
The last thing I need to do is fill my shelves with more books. I'd probably be more willing to donate some books than the other way around, because there's a lot of books that I've read that I'm sure somebody else could probably make use of as well.
Yeah, it's a great way to recycle.
Yes, definitely. So tell me a little bit about, I guess, the library hours while we got a minute here, and when you guys are open.
We are open, this time of year, we're open every day of the week. Monday through Thursday, we open at 10 in the morning and close at 8 at night. Fridays, we're open 10 to 6, Saturdays 10 to 4, and Sunday afternoons 2 to 5. During the summer, we do not open on Sundays.
Okay. So pretty much about every day of the year, the library is open
Yes.
for some time here, and so if you're needing something to read, you need to look something up. The computers, I think that's probably something we probably should mention too. You guys do have a bunch of computers there, so if people need to access the internet, can't do it from home, or don't have the tools to do that, they can certainly come up here and do the internet work that they need to do there too.
Absolutely. We have 9 computers in our lab. We have 5 computers that are laptops that you can use any place in the library. You wouldn't have to be confined to the lab. We have a lot of people who just bring their own devices but use our Wi-Fi, because that is available, which makes it nice here in the meeting room. We have people who use this for meetings, and since we have wireless, they can, do a podcast. Or I think one of the first times we used it for something electronic, people used our wireless to have a Skype baby shower with a military family in Germany.
Really?
So it was so cool.
Huh.
So
So you can do a lot of things here at the Wayne City Library.
you absolutely can.
A lot of stuff happening here. So we've been talking with the director of the Wayne City Library, Lauran Lofgren, here on Voice of Wayne America. And Lauran, I want to thank you for taking time to talk with us this week. And I enjoy coming to the library when I am able to get up here and
We
a lot
love
of great
having you
materials
here. I do want to mention some of our other databases, if I could, real quick.
Sure.
You mentioned the Wayne Herald, so that is on our website. But we have 3 others that we have available they're 24/7 access. You can use them from any place you're at. That you don't have to be at the library. One we just added the first of the year. It's called Brain HQ, and it is a website or a database where you can train your brain. It's brain exercises and improves brain health, improves memory, and it's something that we can all use at any age, but it's
some more than others.
Yeah. I found it very beneficial. The first time I tried it out, I was kind of, okay, it's a good idea, but I worked on it for about half an hour, and I have to admit the rest of the day I just felt more alive, more awake. So it's really, they're fun, they're challenging, and you compete kind of against yourself, not against a standard. We also have something called Freegal. We have phased out our CDs on music, so we now have this service where you can either download 3 songs a week to keep forever, no cost, but you can also stream up to 3 hours a day, and they have the entire Sony music catalog on this site, so you're picking from millions of songs. And it's also available, all you need is a library card. And the last one is Pronunciator, and it's a database of about 60 languages that you can practice. It's interactive, so you can speak into your computer, and they will correct your pronunciation. You can download and take with you things that are useful for travel. You know, a little pocket guide on your cell phone,
Okay.
whatever device you would use. So they're all available. They're part of what we offer our public.
Okay, and that's all available on the city's website?
Absolutely.
Okay, so to check those databases out, go to the Wayne City website at cityofwayne.org and go to the library section, and you can find that information there.
Great.
All right, Lauren, thanks a lot for talking with us.
Oh, my pleasure.
All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Voice of Wayne America. And once again, we're talking with Lauran Lofgren, the director of the Wayne City Library. For more information on the City Library, go to their webpage at the City of Wayne's website at cityofwayne.org. Check back to WayneAmerica.com as we continue to tell the stories of the people who make this the best town in Nebraska, if not all of America, and that's right here in Wayne America. Have yourselves a good one, and we'll see you next week here on the Voice of Wayne America.